Hi guys, so we are finally at Kannauj as well. It was quite a ride from Varanasi. I took a road to Azamgarh, which is a longer route, but I wanted to catch hold of the Purvachal Expressway from Azamgarh. So from Azamgarh I went to Lucknow, all the way on the Purvachal Expressway, and from Lucknow to towards Agra on the Agra-Lucknow Expressway, and on the way there was Kannauj. So reached here in around 7.5 hours, and there's a lot of stuff to do over here. So what do we plan? Well, first thing which we want to do is to visit the Gauri Shankar temple. Then there is a Kannauj Fort, famous because of the Raja Jaichand, who's quite famous in the history for more reasons than he would have imagined and liked. So we first go to the Gauri Shankar temple, then to the Jaichand Fort. Then we'll have some bhalla kachori, which is quite famous out here. And finally, we'll buy some perfumes, because Kannauj is called the perfume city of this region, perhaps of the country as well. So let's go. So guys, we are at the Shri Siddh Peeth Baba Gauri Shankar Mahadev Mandir, Kannauj. Now, apparently this temple is actually a very, very old temple, perhaps even before Christ, and it has survived all this time, and here we are standing in front of this very ancient temple. And I'm told that this temple was destroyed by Muhammad Ghori twice, in the 10th or the 11th century, and then this temple was restored back after the Second World War. This temple is considered very sacred by Hindus, in line with the Shiv temples at Somnath and Varanasi. So let's go in and take the blessings of Mahadev. So this is how the Gauri Shankar Mahadev temple at Kannauj looks like. Honestly, nothing spectacular, but I think the most spectacular part of the temple is that there's a very ancient temple, as I said, from before Christ era, and it was destroyed by Muhammad Ghori twice, and it was restored back after the Second World War and considered very sacred. And there's a huge ghanta out here, and the bells are tolling, and it's creating some effect out here. A lot of people out here, and which clearly shows that the people of Kannauj are very devoted towards this temple and are sort of, bhakts of Lord Shiva. Let's have a look from this side how the temple looks like. The traditional arch-faced dome is there, reminiscent of a church, and actually reminiscent of a little bit of a mosque as well. So maybe it has some influences of the Mughal era architecture. Who knows? And there is a satsang bhavan out here, where I suppose all the devotees get together and chant mantras and sing the hymns. So very nice atmosphere out here overall. And there are several temples out here, the mini temples within the main temple. And there you see them. I think these bells take the cake. And what I'll do now is I'll try to chime these bells. And it's a huge one. So there I go. That took some effort. Let's do the smaller one. Another one. And the big one really made such a sound that, I think the whole complex out here reverberated with the sound of this big one. So there you are at the Gauri Shankar Mahadev temple at Kannauj. If you ever come to Kannauj, which is quite unlikely I suppose, but if you do, then please consider visiting the Gauri Shankar Mahadev temple. Don't take your car over here, catch an auto from your hotel and then come over here, because you have to really go through the bylanes of Kannauj to reach over here. So this is the statue of Raja Jaichand of Kannauj. So this is outside his ruins of his fort. Unfortunate that in the history books he is being painted as a black figure, but it's a disputed fact. And in fact, this king actually did a lot of development around this area of Kannauj as well as in Varanasi. But there you are, such is life. Just as a proof that I was actually at the right location, you can see that this is Sarakshit Smarak Jaichand Kila. यहाँ पर अनुमति के बिना प्रवेश वर्जित है, but I got the anumati from my auto driver, so nobody's over here, so I think nobody cares. So there you are. I was here and you also had a look at it. So guys, now we are apparently at the Kannauj Fort, which was owned by the King Jaichand. I know it doesn't look anything like a fort, but the board out here tells me that this is the khandar of that fort. And the fort is no longer there, it's just a pool of mud out here on top of a mountain. And it's nothing like a fort. But according to the archaeological department of the government, this is the official Kannauj Fort location, which was owned by the King Jaichand. Now, it's a very interesting story about King Jaichandra, or Jaichand as he is also known popularly or notoriously, shall we say. According to some of the historians, and this is a disputed fact, that the King Jaichand of Kannauj was considered a traitor. Why so? Well, there were a lot of differences between him and the King Prithviraj Chauhan. And the King Jaichand never wanted his daughter Sanyogita to be married to Prithviraj Chauhan. And Prithviraj Chauhan and Sanyogita apparently were in love with each other. So the King Jaichand actually organized a swamvar and kind of disrespected Prithviraj Chauhan by putting an iron statue of Prithviraj Chauhan at his gates during the swamvar, and he never invited Prithviraj Chauhan either. However, Prithviraj Chauhan later on eloped with Sanyogita, and that added insult to injury to King Jaichandra. So he therefore conspired or struck a deal with Muhammad Ghori in supporting Muhammad Ghori's battle with Prithviraj Chauhan, and eventually Prithviraj Chauhan lost the Battle of Tarain. I believe it was in 1192, and finally he lost his life. King Jaichand himself was not spared by Muhammad Ghori and was killed apparently later on. So, he met his fate. And this was a fort apparently must have been destroyed by Muhammad Ghori himself. I'm not sure about that. But here we are at Kannauj. And I'm lucky to stand at that location where maybe Prithviraj Chauhan and King Jaichand must have rubbed their shoulders with each other. So there you are. It's romance, it's love, it's war, and it's fate. So guys, I'm in this street of Kannauj, almost like a bylane, and this is the street which has lots of perfume shops. Now, you might be knowing that Kannauj is known as the perfume city, or perhaps even the perfume capital of the country. So there are shops on both sides of the street, and I must tell you that when you walk through the street, you can actually smell the perfumes. There's a fragrance in the air, which really proves that this indeed is the perfume street of Kannauj. Let's go into some shops. So the first shop we are going to is Lala Kedarnath Khatri and Sons, and it's a huge shop, a very tall shop, and there's a Koti Lala Kedarnath. So let's go inside and see what this shop has to offer to us in terms of perfumes. So that's how the shop looks like from inside. Naturally, there's a host of perfumes present on the counters out here, and the whole shop is having a delightful fragrance. You come from outside over here, you just soak it in, and it's very pleasant. In fact, I suppose just smelling this fragrance leads you to buy a lot of perfumes. But here's the deal. I want to buy a perfume which I can wear in the office. Which really means that it should be very light and it should not be loud. And somebody should be able to smell the perfume, smell the fragrance only when that person comes very near you. And that's really the intimacy of a light fragrance. Let's see if these guys have it. So I gave my requirements for the light perfume which I can wear in the office, and the gentleman out here, the shopkeeper, has got out the following perfumes, and I specifically mentioned that I want to buy Ittar, and because otherwise other things I can buy elsewhere as well. आप बताएंगे इन perfumes के बारे में हमें थोड़ा सा? ये कौन सी परफ्यूम है?
लंदन नाइट सर।
अच्छा।
इंग्लिश टाइप।
जरा हाथ पे लगा के and he's putting it on my hand, and it's kind of oily. I suppose all the ittars are supposed to be oily, and indeed it is very light, but I don't know whether I can smell it at all. एक और दिखाइए दूसरी वाली. Okay. यहाँ लगाइए. Okay, there you go. I'm gonna smell it now. अच्छा, तीसरा दिखाइए जो फरारी है. ये यहीं की बनी हुई परफ्यूम है.
स्पॉट क्वालिटी है, आपको ऑनलाइन मिल जाएगी.
Okay. और इनके प्राइस क्या होते हैं?
200. इसको जितना रब करेंगे उतना स्मेल देगा.
Yeah, kind of like the Ferrari. और लास्ट वाला दिखाइए ब्लैक डेनिम. ब्लैक डेनिम इत्र भी होता है. मैंने सुना ये तो वेस्टर्न सेंट है.
वो खिंचाव होगा वाला. खिंचाव होगा वाला. ऑन करो ना.
Yeah, the black denim is looking good. So was Ferrari. So I'll probably do what? I'll buy a Ferrari and a black denim. So thank you, Lala Kedarnath. I had a pleasant experience in the shop. In fact, coming outside, it looks so bland. Inside the shop, it was a dream of fragrances. Thank you, Kannauj, the perfume city. So now I'm at the bus station of Kannauj, and it's been ages since I boarded a bus like these ones, but back in 1996 I used to regularly board the buses between Gurgaon and Delhi. At that point of time, Gurgaon had no malls, but here we are at Kannauj, and it looks quite a crazy area over here, and it's not entirely clean as well, but tolerably okay. And right in front of this bus stand is a shop which YouTubers are talking about so much, and that is called Bhalla Kachori shop. Now this is that famous shop from Kannauj which sells some kachoris which are considered absolutely scrumptious and delicious and delectable. Looking at this shop, it looks like just one of those ordinary shops outside any bus stand, but looks like they are selling their kachoris to the world, and people are just eating out of their hands. So we'll also do the same, and let's see if all that hype is worth it. So that's how the masala looks like. Apparently this is put in the kachoris, and these are the kachoris which are being served to us, and with this bhaji which looks wonderful. So chole aloo is the bhaji, and the mirchi is actually used as a topping. And here we are, we're just being served on these tables. There are no chairs, but you just stand and eat. And we are lucky that we are coming at around 3:30 in the afternoon, so there is no crowd out here. सर ये आपकी शॉप है
जी, बल्ले कचौड़ी वाले।
कितने साल से चला रहे हैं?
30 साल पर।
30 सालों से। और आपका ऐसा क्या मैजिक है इस कचौड़ी में कि जनता इतना पसंद कर रही है?
इसमें गरम मसाला वगैरह डालते हैं अपने हाथ का।
और दिन भर में आपका कितना?
बस 4-5 घंटे की सेलिंग है।
अच्छा।
सुबह 8 से लेके 1 बजे तक।
अच्छा।
आज थोड़ा नवमी की वजह से थोड़ा सन्नाटा हो गया।
अच्छा, तो अच्छा रहा मैं यहाँ पर आया, और मैं दोपहर में आ रहा हूँ और आपने हमारे लिए एक प्लेट बना दी, तो बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद और शुभकामनाएं आपको।
जी, हैप्पी रामनवमी।
Thank you. So here we are with our kachoris and the bhaji, and let's try this out. So now we are having this famous bhalla kachori.
बल्ले कचौड़ी वाले।
Bhalle kachori, I'm corrected, I stand corrected. Very soft kachori.
फेमस है कन्नौज की।
And Kannauj was famous as, the owner himself is doing the videography. So here we go. There's some onions, there is chole aloo, and there is a mirchi to top it. So let's go in with some onions, and with the chole, and with the kachori, and a bite of the chili as well. So there we go. Once it goes in your mouth, it's a blast of flavors. And you know, we've had these puris and kachoris with our moms and our wives and sisters preparing this, but there's something professional about this. This is absolutely gorgeous, absolutely delicious. The kachori is sort of scrumptious and yet khasta. Khasta does not mean karari. Karari is different. Khasta means it's soft.
Fortune oil, soybean।
And as the owner is telling us that there is soya bean over here. I'm just enjoying this. This is lovely. Again, a burst of flavors, and I think it's worth it. If you ever come to Kannauj, you must absolutely come to this area. Once again, don't bring your car out here. Take an auto right in front of bus stand and just enjoy this bhalle kachori. Thank you. Cheers. And the owner of the bhalle kachori told us that just beside his shop, there's a very famous tea stall. And I asked the name of the fellow out here who's preparing the tea, and he was so humble and said, I don't have a specific name like bhalle kachori or something like that, but he's just going to prepare the tea for us, and you know, we'll just enjoy the tea out here. That's the fun of coming to these small cities. These are humble shops, very friendly people, no tantrums, unlike the big city folks, and you can just enjoy the thing. It's very light on the pocket and very tasty, and we go to vacations and abroad and so on. I beseech all of you to come on a vacation to all these small cities and enjoy the humidity and the tastes of the city.